What's up? What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking ENT here again with another one. Make sure you hit the like and hit the sub and comment as well, and also hit the notifications too. Look, let me be clear about something, okay? Now, going into the versus battle that happened um, between the locks and between Dipset, I'm gonna be real with you. I chose the Dipset to win, okay? And this wasn't taking anything. This wasn't any. It had to do with any biasness or any of that. Okay. The reason why I even gave the slightest possible chance of the Locks winning was because of Jadakiss and and Styles to a certain degree, because I got a profound respect for Styles P lyrically. You know what I'm saying? But he, to me, he's not on the same. He's not necessarily on the same level as Jay. But that doesn't take anything away from Styles P, because I happen to like Styles P. Matter of fact, uh, I think his first solo album that he came out with, I still bump it to this day. So I have to make that clear. But having said all of that, listen, Jadakiss, his streams and his album sales have increased by 200%, and five of his projects in are in the Apple top 200 chart. Okay, now a lot of people feel like Jadakiss is has been underrated for a lot of years. Okay, and to me, I don't understand why, because I've never had Jadakiss as underrated, and the reason why is because Jadakiss can rap on any. He could go on anybody's feature and pretty much make the whole song, and that's coupled with the fact that he's lyrical. He has a distinct sound with the raspy voice and everything, and he's able to put his wordplay is just phenomenal. And listen, I'm telling you, Jadakiss is one of my favorite rappers of all time. And look, I'm from the South, okay, and that just speaks volume. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the South and everything, and he's the East Coast rapper. Look, you got to give Jadakiss, his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Right now, being the fact that he was able to rise 200%. But my question is this: like, why did it take people so long to understand how Jadakiss his his style of rap was able to, touch the people? Man, this dude has been killing for years, man, and nobody even knows it. And he could go on any project. I don't care what it is, whether it's East Coast, West Coast, the South, Midwest. No matter what song you put Jadakiss on, he could flourish on there, and that's unique. That speaks volume. That speaks volume. And a lot of people don't understand that. Not only can he could do a chorus too. He could do a chorus too. Like when he did when he did Pop Bottles with Lil Weezy, with Lil Wayne, and, Cash Money and Birdman. Um, he was the chorus. He was the chorus. So I mean, well, the hook, I should say, not the chorus. He was the hook. So that's just a prime example of Jadakiss's uh, versatility. Now, I know some people are like, well, this this era, this generation of hip hop is not lyrical as it once was, and I can agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I can agree with that. Um, a lot of people don't understand. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. A lot of people don't understand that Jadakiss, what he brings to the game, is not anything new. This is something that Jadakiss has been doing for years. Okay, and the fact that people don't recognize this is very disrespectful. Now, one can also argue that Jadakiss single-handedly won the whole won the whole versus battle by himself. It wasn't the Locks that won. In my opinion, it was Jadakiss that won. And hey, listen, that's not to take anything away from Styles P and Sheik Luke. You know what I'm saying? I like all of them. And I started listening to the Locks when, well, first when they came out with what was it? When they was on, of course, when they was on Biggie's. Well, no, it was P Diddy's first album. Money, I think it was Money, Power, Respect. But see that song right there was on several different albums. Okay, Money, Power, Respect. Uh, then of course I listened to them way back when they said we'll always love Big Papa. You know what I'm saying? When they made a song in remembrance of the Notorious B.I.G. when he passed away, and that right there was, I think that right there was more their coming out party, if you will. But then I always stuck with Jadakiss, because Jadakiss then a few years later he was able to come with some bangers. He was coming with some bangers, and I'm not trying to be all philosophical and give a history lesson and everything, because I'm pretty sure y'all can go do your research and stuff. But his freestyles on every platform that he's ever been on in terms of radio, his freestyles, whether it's been Rap City from way back when, whether he's been on Funk Flex back in the days. I mean, he been back in the days when they had Clue, DJ Clue, uh, of course. Uh, what's it called? DJ K Slay has always held Jadakiss up in support. Hot 97, you name it. That guy is able to make his presence felt. And I think it's just a shame that some people don't recognize that this guy is one of the greatest lyricists of all time. Hell, I listen. My cousin listened to Jadakiss, and he was all into it. And I didn't really take keen at first. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, whatever, But then I was like, okay, because see, a lot of people like in the South in the beginning, they they weren't buying into the East Coast stuff or whatever. I believe it or not, I would be the one that would be bumping Wu Tang and be bumping, Method Man and bumping all this East Coast stuff, because I got a profound love for all music. It didn't matter whether it was South, East, West. Uh, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, hip hop is hip hop. No matter what type of style that you choose. I think that's one of the reasons why I I mess with DMX so much before before he ultimately passed away and whatnot. And the guys that they really had a profound respect for in the South was artists like DMX. Uh, I'm talking about East Coast, at least the East Coast. What's up with the think tank? I see you in the building, man. Oh, at least for East Coast, West Coast, um, and more people in the South, man. They were more like, and I think think tank can kind of attest to this because think tank, you from ATL, you know, like in ATL, they they're notorious for messing with East Coast artists. Matter of fact, a lot of East Coast artists come down to ATL to do their music and back and forth. You know, so it's like um it's like a lot of people don't understand that when you have an artist that's as versatile as Jadakiss, I mean, he could touch any song and make that song great just by his delivery and just the fact that he's lyrical. He could make you understand it lyrical. Like there's a lot of guys that come from the East Coast and they'll rap on say a a south a song that's from the South or something like that, right? But then they'll be like, man, I can't understand that. I can't understand that motherfucker or something like that. But you can never say that about Jadakiss. You like, damn, Jadakiss. Like when he came out with Plug, when he did a remix for Plug Walk. Like you do all these remixes or whatever, and Jadakiss will get on there. He got songs with Rick Ross. He got songs. Shoot, he got songs with Joel Santana. Yeah, and they was going at each other. Like Jadakiss can get on any damn song that he want to and make that song great. Just the fact that his whole style and his delivery and it's unique. So for somebody to sit up there and say that Jadakiss is underrated, man, you tripping. We never saw, especially down here in Texas, they never saw Jadakiss as underrated. Jadakiss was a pioneer in the South, and a lot of people don't understand that when they had the Rough Riders, it was the Rough Riders Cash Money tour. Man, that tour made history. That tour made history and sold out arenas and stadiums. And a lot of people wanted to see Jadakiss, and they wanted to see the locks. And of course, there were some people that wanted to see like Eve and of course Juvenile and Cash Money and things of that nature. But a lot of people wanted to see DMX. They wanted to see Jadakiss. They wanted to see Styles P. They wanted to see Sheik Luke. They wanted to see the Rough Riders. And this was people from the South because the East Coast at that point in time was very appealing. It started to become appealing because you had Hova that was starting to take over, in terms of the rap game, and then of course you had different East Coast artists, Cameron, and I mean he was coming on the scene, but then you had Mace. Yeah, Kiss is a legend. He's definitely a legend. Yeah, he's always gonna be a legend, man. Hey, listen, he's one of those type of guys, Matt Moses. Salute to you, Matt Moses, too, by the way. He's always going to be one of those type of guys to where when it's all said and done, he's going to go down. Like people are going to be one of the. He's going to be one of the people names to mention first. And you silly if you think it's not. Um, I'm gonna put the link in here. If y'all want to come in here and y'all want to chop it up, you can, and flex your opinions on it. And if you dislike Jadakiss, hey, I'm fine. I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with that too because there's a lot of people that don't necessarily like Kiss like that. But I know I haven't ran into really anybody that can say that they don't like Jadakiss. Every person that I've ever talked to, and I know in my lifetime, have always had a respect for Jadakiss. And see, that's rare because see here in the South, they're more about beats and the drip and the style cars, clothes, women and stuff like that. But on the East Coast, they're more about lyrics. But see, the thing that separated guys like ASAP Rocky is that ASAP Rocky. Shout out to ASAP Rocky, by the way. ASAP Rocky was from Harlem, but he takes that South culture and he makes your presence felt in terms of in terms of the delivery of everything. But he's still able to be lyrical. So yes, indeed, man. I mess with ASAP Rocky too. But we're not talking about ASAP Rocky. We're talking about Jadakiss, man. Jadakiss is one of those type of artists, man, that will his sound can stand out, and he'll be remembered forever. And he can still the thing about it is it's years later, and he can still rip you apart. That's the thing. And see, a lot of people don't understand this. When you rapping, there's only so much that you can rap about. It's only so much that you can rap about. You can't rap about, that much and then, years later, then you're doing the same old thing. It don't work like that. Your career, your rap career is like in dog years. The style of the music, it changes very, very quickly. So you have to, in order to stay, relevant and to stay on top of your game and stuff. I mean, you have to know what's going on. But Jadakiss, he could still use the same type of style and still rip a person apart, and still be able to do it in this generation as they call mumble rap and all that other stuff. I don't really call it like mumble rap or anything like that. I really don't even call it rap or hip hop. It's their sound, but I don't disrespect it neither because see the part of the reason why I don't disrespect this generation and the music that they have is because e- whenever we coming up or whatever, you got to think the older generation were probably looking at us like we were crazy. Like, man, what are these guys doing? Man, what's wrong with these young people? I don't want to hear none of that. It's just kind of like when in Paid in Full, in the movie Paid in Full, when Ace came in there and he was playing rap music when Mr. Pips had came in there running the cleaners, and Mr. Pips was like, "Man, I don't want to hear that boogity boo shit and all this other stuff." And then he put on some. It was kind of like some love. It was like love songs. It was real calm and mellow and stuff like that. That's kind of how it was. You know what I'm saying? Like lot of our parents and stuff like that, they were looking at it like, man, what are you listening to? Or even like your older siblings or cousins or older family members. They're like, man, why are you listening to that? But see, I never did any of that though. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, what these kids like to listen to or whatever, or what the younger generation like to do. So you have to have a respect for it. Maybe they see something in the music and they feel something that you don't necessarily feel. So I just think it's kind of it's unfair to come at them like that. And see, Jadakiss, that's another thing about Jadakiss. See, he's always been able to adapt to whatever song that he's on. Like if it's a song that is from the South, he'll go ahead and do it. If it's a song that's West Coast, he'll go ahead and do it. Midwest, you name it, R&B song. Because a lot of people didn't think that he could do a R&B song. Man, he was able to go ahead and mix it up doing R&B. He's been featured on many R&B songs. So it's kind of like, man, you gotta really put some respect on Jadakiss's name. He definitely spits that flame. If you put Jadakiss up against a lot of these battle rappers, quote unquote battle rappers that you hear now, they wouldn't even last. And see, this is another thing too. See, I listen to a guy. His name is Blind Fury. Shout out to Blind Fury too, man. He got a channel and everything. And I listen to Blind Fury, man. And this guy right here, man, he's one of the most slept on battle rappers and lyricists that nobody. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are talking about, but they don't give him his just due like he's supposed to. Sort of like Jadakiss. But Jadakiss had to, when he was doing Freestyle Friday a long time ago, Jadakiss was one of the judges. And Jadakiss uh, chose Blind Fury as the winner. And not only that, a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to being able to be on a song, man, and you have like different distinct sounds or whatever. Every time that happens, Jadakiss is the one that stands out. Jadakiss has always been the one that stands out. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. It's not. It doesn't take anything away from the Locks as a group. I think they're tremendous. But Jadakiss, out of all of them, he's the best one. But he never. See, the thing about Jadakiss, man, he never like had that David Ruffin type of appeal or anything like that. My name is David Ruffin, and I'm the Temptation. He never had that type of attitude. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's why they always been together. Did they have beef with one another? Yeah, absolutely. Did they probably have some trials and tribulations? Yeah. Sheik Lou can tell you about all that stuff in the interview when he did with DJ Vlad. I don't really mess with Vlad like that, but he could tell you about.
We salute Polo, man. I appreciate you letting me on the
Yeah,
panel, bro.
yeah. Hold on. Yeah, hold on one second. Hold on one second, Matt Moses. I was about to let you cook it home, and I was just about to say it. Then Matt Moses ready to get off, man. Hold on 1 minute, man. Look, before I let Matt Moses go, I'm gonna say this, okay? Listen, you gotta understand that it was artists like Jadakiss that was able to bridge a lot of the gap. It was artists like Jadakiss and Jay-Z, DMX, I could go on and on and on. That was able to say, okay, hey, look, man, I could do a song with a guy that's from Atlanta. I could do a song with a guy that's from H Town. I could do a song with a guy that's from New Orleans, Louisiana, Florida, whatever. He was one of those guys that would be able to bridge that gap when a lot of people used to frown on that sort of thing. Hell, he got songs with Snoop Dogg. They're like, man, what the hell? Jadakiss on the song with Snoop, but that's unique. I like shit like that. You know what I'm saying, Matt Moses? Matt Moses, go ahead, man. Now you can go ahead and cook, man. I know you ready to get off, boy.
Oh no, man, I got a couple off days now, so I'm about to be coming on here for real and shit, man. I salute to you, bro. Thanks for letting me on the panel and everything.
No doubt, you always welcome, man. What you got, bro?
Yeah, man. Kiss is one of the legends, man. Locks is a legendary group. Especially rest in peace to DMX. And like I was like what you was touching on, I think we touched on it yesterday too about the I don't know if it had to do, but like we was talking about how the East Coast and how the East Coast basically don't really show love to the South and to the West Coast. And the East Coast, like music is more the rappers on the East Coast, they're more lyrical. They focus on more of they bars and on more different type of things than the South rappers. And so they call the South rap mumble rap, as they say. I mean, but I don't really look at it like mumble rap. I just look at it like this is how this generation is expressing themselves and everything. But I can understand like y'all generation, like y'all, it's a big gap, so it ain't gonna always be like people that gonna be like, oh, I like some of the young music, like, cause y'all not gonna understand everything the young niggas talking about, cause but I feel like I'm at an age where like, okay, I'm about to be 30, so I know who the goats are. I'm not like naive and dumb, no, I don't know who the goats are, and as far as rap and everything else. But at the same time, I like a lot of these younger artists as well, because I like to, like, when it comes to music, I don't like, I don't judge people for how they express themselves in whatever art form they doing it. So if you expressing yourself through your music, that's a pureness to it. So even though they say it's microwave and all that, that's just this generation. It's a lot of rappers I don't listen to and I don't fuck with, but it is some rappers out here that are good because it's music and it's always gonna be good music everywhere. So I think you just gotta kind of like pick and choose between kind of like who you like and who you don't. Of course, it's gonna be that gap between a lot of artists and shit like that. But like I was saying with the East Coast artists, they're more lyrical. I feel like the South artists and the West Coast artists, we more so, as long as our beat is knocking, is slapping or whatever, and what I'm saying, it sound good and we could get you, bumping off the hook, then that's how it is with. And then the thing like East Coast and the South in the West is in the Midwest, they don't really hate on each other. It's like the New York dudes that really be throwing shade on other areas. Other fucking people that rap. And I understand they the Mecca or they originated it, but you gotta understand, like, just like how the NBA changed, what I'm saying, the rap game changed. So you gotta, like how you said, adjust to it. And an artist like Jadakiss, he's a perfect example of somebody who adjusted their style to fit to the modern day. And that's why, like I said, I got Jadakiss in my top 10. I have no problem putting him up there. He's absolutely deserving.
Man, hey, that's what you about to say? My bad, bro.
Oh no. I was just saying, like I was saying, like Jadakiss he up there. I put him in my top 10 as well, man.
Nah, yeah, absolutely. Hey, look, see, and you touched on something that was key. Like me, I fuck with everybody, Matt Moses. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck where
Just
our
remember,
name out.
like, the beef or the so-called beef in the 90s with the West Coast. So a lot of New York dudes. I'm not saying that we beef with them or nothing like that, because I ain't never really got into it on New York dude. But it do be some little slick, little, little side, little shit that they do say about the West Coast, and then they kind of don't really fuck with the South. They always dissing Southern niggas too, and so I think it might just be kind of like they see the passing of the torch, or not the passing of the torch, but they see that they not running the game no more. And I mean they got people that come
But let me
here and
let
there,
me
but
let me say let me say
Mhm.
this, Matt Moses. Let me say this. You touch. I was getting ready to touch on what you just said. Like it used to be like that because okay, I'm gonna tell you like this, Matt Moses. This is what happened to me. See, I'm from Texas. I got family on the East Coast. I got family in New York. I got family in D.C. I got family in Maryland. You name it, all over the North Carolina, South Carolina, all that. So when I went to Virginia and I was living there. I was living there for like about 3 4 years. I lived there about 4 years. So I came and I was jamming, shit like Ghetto Boys and stuff like that. That was in the South and stuff. And they were like, man, what is this? A lot of people wasn't really on to it, but I was like, they saw that I was able to fuck with East Coast artists too. At that time, what I'm saying, what was real hot was of course Biggie, and I used to like Biggie, but I also like Pac too. And who did the South like more? They like Pac, better than they like Biggie or whatever. But
yeah,
see that all started to change though, Matt Moses. And okay, it was I think it was two people, but the one guy is Jay-Z when he did a song with motherfucking me UGK, and they're like, what?
oh yeah,
Because even Pimp, we remember Matt Moses, even Pimp C, he didn't like the idea because he didn't want to. He wanted to kind of still keep their name underground, like really be like who they were underground. He didn't want to go commercial or no shit like that. But it
yeah,
was a great idea. Bum B said that it was a great idea and stuff like that. And see, a lot of people don't understand. These are Matt Moses. Like I was telling, I think you heard me probably the other day state that Bum B. A lot of people don't realize how lyrical this guy is. Well, guess what? He got songs with DJ Premier, and DJ Premier is from the East Coast.
yeah. I mean, even guys like 8 Ball and MJG, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, and I know Outkast, and it's a lot of Southern rap that was popping back then, that niggas that I consider legends, that was getting hated on and shit like that, and because of the changing of the guard and everything. And I understand that it's the Southern rap is considered I guess microwave or whatever, but that's just how a lot of people in the South express themselves. A lot of times it's broken language, and the beats is real catchy and hooky, so of course it's gonna sound different than the New York stuff. They're not as lyrical, but it is a lot of lyrical artists in the South. Like I used to listen to guys like Slim Thug, like I already brought up Outkast and 8 Ball and MJG, and those guys,
Uh huh.
Big Pat, motherfucking Juicy J. Back in the day when they wasn't as lyrical, but they their music was just
They got you
back,
hype.
yeah, got you crunk. So
Yeah,
like
Matt Moses.
I
Matt Moses,
don't
you
know, it's
play.
hard to,
You play. Hold on. You play football, nigga. Tell me in your locker room, y'all wasn't jamming something of 3-6. Because I know the football
yeah.
players that I was fucking around. They were playing
We was
three
playing
six
Bone Crusher.
project. Yeah, Bone Crusher. They were playing that crunk shit. Like, nigga,
We trying,
we finna murder your motherfucking ass out here. Like,
yeah, we some head busters. Like, yeah, that
yeah,
man.
yeah. We got young. Hey, Matt Moses, we
Hey,
got
bro,
young
that
coming in.
wasn't 3 6 Mafia song. That was Little John, dude.
Nah, I was talking about. I said Bone Crusher when I was talking about the. I know I was just naming like a lot of the old school Southern like dudes.
He already look, Matt Moses. He already coming in. He's like, no, this is my topic. I love hip hop.
No, S Young, I understand. Like S Young, he young, so like I said, I don't really judge young niggas how they express themselves. Like I don't agree with that. Like you can't like you gotta listen to some of the shit. You know what I mean? But I understand like if it's a that much of an age gap that you and then on top of that, if you're not from the South or you're not from where the shit is really popping, you're not really gonna understand. Of course, a New York nigga that fucking is grew up listening to all the real original hip hop ain't gonna like a lot of the shit that's coming out now because a lot of shit that's coming out that's hot is from the South. That's how I look at it. So I grew up in the South, so I understand some of the shit. I don't agree with or listen to all of it.
You from Cleveland, right, Matt Moses?
I stay in Cleveland. Like I grew up
Oh,
in
you stay?
I stay in Cleveland, but I grew up in Georgia and I moved back to
Oh,
Cali.
okay. Yeah, so you know about that motherfucking Goody Mob. You
Look,
know
all
about
our
Dungeon Family.
Yeah, all my family is from Mississippi and Alabama. They moved up here during the great migration and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so like I've been had family up here, and I'm first generation in California. We moved to Georgia, so I've been around the South.
You ever been to South? You ever been to South by Southwest in Texas?
No, I never been to Texas. I never been to Texas.
Oh,
I don't think I got no
right.
family in Texas. I just got family in like Mississippi and shit like
you
that.
You gotta let them know, Matt Moses. Let them know. Let them know, Matt Moses. Let them know, and let them know, Young. Anything, because the Young is from Florida. Hey, look, anything that you want to come to, if you want to hear music, what are we notorious for? We notorious for our strip clubs, nigga. If you want to get your shit broke, nigga, you better go to the South in Atlanta. You better go to the South in Dallas. You better go to the South in H-Town to get your shit broke. Florida, all that stuff, because that's where it's gonna make its wave all throughout there.
Called Follies. No, yeah, it was called Follies. It's saying it's like in North Atlanta, like where all the Mexican shit be at, bro. That motherfucker be popping. Then you got Magic City downtown and shit. Yeah, I moved to Cali. I moved back to Cali when I was like 18. So I grew up a lot of my life up there. Hell yeah. So
I think they shut it down though.
I think they did shut it down. A lot of niggas get shut up there.
They shut Onyx down here too. They shut Onyx down and they shut B Live down over here in Dallas. Not that I could go anymore because I'm married now, but you know what I'm saying. Hey, might be. Hey, look, I'm telling you, I ain't went there. All right, chill out. All right, nah. Young, what you got on it, man?
No, definitely most underrated Jadakiss. Definitely like that. Like that. Definitely the most slept on rapper. Definitely the most slept on rapper. Because Jadakiss, he's one of those few rappers that never gave me a whack bar. Never gave me a whack bar. Because his how I say it, his
cadence,
punchlines,
and delivery.
Delivery just that so forth. Like it's like he's trying to go hard on you, but it's not really going hard on you. Like
and like ad libs, all that shit takes account into being an artist. Like you can't just be lyrical. A lot of these New York dudes they're just lyrical. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to be an artist, you got to catch my ear. You got to have something that, you know what I'm saying? Like Jadakiss, he got them ad libs that like, you know what I'm saying? You got to have something that stands out. If you just lyrical, then that's not gonna, you know what I'm saying?
He got the hook. Mm-hmm. Start with straight shots. And then pop bottles.
You know what I'm saying? And like you think I'm jiggy with it. Like he's like the rapper. Like nobody did not want to battle Jadakiss. Nobody don't.
Nobody.
Not
even niggas like Cassidy.
Not even Jay-Z. Jay-Z was scared. He was scared to battle
Jay-Z wouldn't battle nobody. Jay-Z ain't on Kiss level.
No, he don't know. Reason why he didn't want to battle because at that time,
Jay-Z used a lot of Biggie's.
Not only Jada's like lyrical, but his commercial career was solid because he just had 2 platinum albums.
I don't to me, I don't put Jay-Z up there as high because I feel like he stole a lot of shit from Big and Pac, but that's a whole nother story. I feel like they kind of push him on us, even though he is a dope artist. I just don't have him as high as most people probably would have him.
Yeah, but like I said, like people don't want to battle Jada because like he not only he's like a battler, but his commercial career is solid. You know, because he had 2 platinum albums, so
right.
Nobody did want to do that. Nobody like say like, oh yeah, I'm going to Jay. Like you finna do what? Hell no.
And that nigga, and see what's so unique about him too, Young and Matt Moses, is that he could not only do an East Coast beat. You put a flavorful South beat on there, man. That nigga will rip that shit apart, man.
Facts.
Yeah, he even said I'm stunning on a disco beat. That's what he says.
You know,
disco.
He single-handedly. I think he single-handedly won the battle alone with with the whole Verzuz.
He single-handedly.
It was like it's the difference between Yonkers and Harlem. Like I say, Harlem, they real flamboyant, real flashy.
When he was beefing with 50, he single-handedly fucking damn near ended his rap career.
And I used to listen to 50 when I heard that Checkmate.
Man, he was dogging the shit out of 50. 50 shit already wasn't really popping like that no more.
Try to pull the rank on kids because niggas I'm sending it through. You ain't gonna miss. Later stiff. I split straight up piff. I do real song was big. I don't make no shit. I don't got problem with cloud. You ain't get shot again yet. So what your second album about? Your raps are preschool. You made a lot of money. Be cool. We'll swell you up with lips like seafood.
For real, man.
Like, no. Like, who's gonna battle with that?
Nobody. Who you think won out of him? Who y'all think won out of him and Beanie Siegel?
Ooh, that's the hardest part because
he won, man.
Yeah, I say like people say Beanie won. Beanie, I said okay. I was this, but when I heard the Jadakiss, the fuck the FU freestyle, whew. No, believe it or not, the ghetto was mine. And when I see you, I'm gonna put your cornrows on the yellow line. Like, and also he did that freestyle in Philly, so I feel like that was like the ice on the cake right there. You dissing the guy from his own city.
I just think it's time. Like I don't even understand why people would even say underrated attached to Jadakiss's thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I know over here, Matt Moses know what I'm talking about, and you do too, Young. Over here, they love guys like Jadakiss. They love DMX. Like that Rough Rider, like I was telling y'all earlier, that Rough Riders Cash Money tour. Yeah, they already knew who Cash Money was, but nigga, hey, the niggas, they wanted to see Eve because they thought she was fine as fuck. They ain't never seen no chick like that. Like besides Lil Kim and all the other ones spit like that before she was new to the game. They wanted to see Jadakiss. They wanted to see DMX. They wanted to see Styles P. They wanted to see all them Rough Riders and stuff because it was something new. You know what I'm saying? To what they brought to the game.
Right. Yeah, and also is that he said no. I know I do understand coming from the South, because that does all the time. Now when I'm basically in Florida, we all know Florida rap, but mine's like a little bit different because I listen to like old school rappers like the East, some from the East, some from the West, some from the Midwest, some from basically some from the South. It's just that people say that people underrated him because he wasn't like big. Not I'm not saying me. People saying that, oh, he's not big up there with guys like Big Queer, like his career, like his solid career, like. But when it comes to rapping, oh, he's up there. But just as his longevity, his career, they said it's not up there with those guys. That's why people say, oh, he's underrated. Oh, there. But I say he's more slept on because people been sleeping on Kiss for years. Because a lot of people. I'm not saying not for the streets. The streets love Jada,
I
I've
think
said
now that X is gone, he's getting a lot of the more of the spotlight because X was the star of the group.
Yonkers, yeah, he was starring Yonkers. It was
Yeah,
one
X
of
was
the
the
best,
star.
one of the best rappers Yonkers. Like, well, I said, who's after X is Jada. Jada's next. He's after. And when it comes to rappers, best rappers in the Yonkers, I feel like Jada's right behind him.
Yeah, man. A lot of these New York rappers, man. A lot of them, man.
What's that, man? What's like when you bug it? I said New York. I said the New York rap
A lot
scene
of
is
New York
dying.
dudes, they just got a lot of like shade. They be throwing like a lot of having like a lot of like unnecessary hate. You feel me?
No, like I
And I
said, no.
be
I told Wills, I said y'all New York hip hop, y'all New York rap is like it's dying. Reason why I said, dog, Pop was y'all last. I said Pop Smoke was y'all last hope, and look what had to happen. When Bobby got out, I thought, so, okay, damn, Dios come back, and then when Bobby didn't even drop one single when he got out, so that tells you right there. And then who do y'all have? Because some of the old rappers they blew up out of New York. So who's next? So that's why I told Woods about it. It was like people didn't believe me because I said, look at the South. We always have the next rapper, the next rapper, the next rapper, the next rapper. It's like, who's next? We already saw Big, J, the Locks, X. Like the
they
list
the
go on.
last
We
of a
already
dying breed. That's why I was
yeah,
saying they the last of a dying breed.
agreed. Like,
Ain't
who
gonna be too many of them niggas, that make it big
in New
coming out
York?
of New York because they don't know how to switch their style up. They just want to be lyrical and you know what I'm saying. They can like kids could switch his style up. He's a legend. But a lot of these guys coming out now, and then they trying to sound like Chicago and shit, and you know what I'm saying. Like they don't have no identity.
Nah, man. Hey, nah. You know what, Matt Moses? Though I like that drill. That drill, some good right there. They fuck with the drill down here.
Oh
They
yeah,
fuck
they
with
fuck with it.
that
Me,
drill
I don't
music,
really.
man.
For me,
They fuck
like
with everywhere.
understand, but I don't really
Well,
like.
when
I
it was
didn't
hot.
really. I didn't really like it. Definitely in today's beats, they rapping, the same beat thing. To me, I really didn't like it because I'm all about doing like a R&B record or just like straight, samples from records that people that heard from that era.
I ain't
Just
gonna
like,
lie. I used to listen to a lot of that drill shit when it first came out, but I had to stop kind of listen to that shit because that shit motherfucking having niggas who turned up.
for real,
Like,
like. Well,
yeah,
like
all them
yeah,
niggas talk
yeah,
about is
I pop,
pride
yeah,
and
like
shit.
in the lyrics, like I pop Molly, then I kill your knee,
Yeah, man. And
yeah,
then they rap
nigga,
about
you
the
see
dead
it,
homies and all that
yeah,
shit.
tell them
Niggas
like
just fall.
I smoke really like
I try not to like wake up in the morning. Listen, unless I'm like about to work out or
I don't
some
listen
shit,
to the
running around.
radio.
Like,
That's the problem
yeah,
with today. It's the radio.
I'm gonna get to.
Where's your radio-ness? Like the radio, it's not.
Jacoy Royal mentioned Zero. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all fuck with Zero.
Hell yeah, he's a legend.
Not that much.
Okay, well, there's some niggas that don't even know who Zero is. You know, I gotta ask because a lot of niggas don't know who he
only
is.
listened to one record. That was it. I listened to one record from him.
Then I also grew up to a lot of Hot Boys and shit. Like that was like
Okay.
my era. Like
People say,
so, like I said, I was listening to a lot of Southern music and a lot of West Coast music. So
Right.
a lot of the New York dudes that you naming, they was out when I was a kid. So them niggas is legends now. So them niggas, of course, is up there. But I don't be
Busta
listening.
Rhymes.
Yeah, Buster. Hell yeah,
They fuck
him.
with Busta Rhymes hard down here in the South too, man.
Hell yeah. Don't just hit me. My people wanna.
definitely.
People wanna.
But definitely that because I feel like was missing. Oh shit, Darius
What,
son.
what's up with it, Darius McCoy? Welcome to the show, man. Y'all
Salute.
could go ahead and cook, man. I think this is Darius McCoy first time.
Yeah,
What up,
What you
Unc?
got on Kiss?
salute Polo, salute
What's up,
SJ,
Unc?
salute Matt. What's up, Matt? Um, yeah, his style is different from a lot of people. I mean, there's no father to his style, and I don't think nobody can mimic take his gimmick, his style away from him. He's the best at the locks. I mean, some people say Styles P, but I always like Jada. Uh, no competition, But you just talk like record sales and stuff like that. Like in New York at one point in time, like in the 80s and the early 90s, Def Jam controlled everything. So they controlled radio play for the artists and all that. So, and once hip hop exploded, you got all these different locations now with their own labels. And their some went mainstream and they pushed their artists to that mainstream level and they started getting the radio play. That's why the New York scene was so dominant in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. They controlled radio play.
Yeah.
I think another. You brought up a good point too, Darius, and Matt Moses noticed, and so do Young. See, another thing that I think really, because the reason why I mention y'all is because y'all from the South. Master P and what's it called? Jay Prince, guys like that. They were so
Jermaine
keen
Dupri.
on independent. Yeah, Jermaine. But I'm talking about like really pushing to be independent and coming from the ground up. Because they was like, man, from the majors and stuff and separating themselves from the majors. And they like, okay, wait a minute. These East Coast artists are coming down here. These West Coast artists are coming down here. They got the club scene that's hot. They got the strip club scene that's hot. They got the car shows that's hot. And they could pretty much break everything at a show and stuff. And they like, wow, I could go to Atlanta. Like Matt Moses, he from Georgia. He know this. I could go to Atlanta and go to a hair show or something like that, or a barber show, and sell out over there than to go to like an arena and make just the same amount of money and stuff and be independent and stuff. So they was doing shit. They was doing a lot of shit like that. They were notorious about that. So I think a lot of credit need to give to like guys like Master P, and you mentioned like Jermaine Dupri, all those guys. They don't really get the credit that they deserve, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy when you think about it because it's like, that's around the time, like I said, like around the early 2000s, late 90s. That's when the changing of guard starting to happen. You know what I'm saying? And hip hop is fairly a young sport as well. So you got to expect things to change. You couldn't expect it to keep that same gutter gritty New York type of flavor to it for the whole since the inception to the whole, it's gonna continue to change. So, and like I said, I respect a lot of the old school New York artists because I really like the craft and things of that nature. So, like I said, a lot of the guys like Kiss and fucking even with the Rakims and the EPMDs, a lot of the Curtis Blows, even them, I'm going all the way back. Like those the ones who started, they the godfathers. So I'm gonna always have respect for them as well. I just feel like they don't have the same type of
Kumo D, Bismarck.
yeah, hell yeah, Kubo D, all them niggas, man. I feel like they kind of want to still have that, so they not ready to pass the torch over, and which is understandable because they want to keep the purity of it as well, but you got to understand things change, so you got to adjust to the times, and so I feel like that's why a lot of their stuff not, I don't want to say selling, but like a lot of people don't listen to a lot of the New York rappers like that no more because it's like everything be like super serious with them. Like West Coast, the South, we like to party. Like South, West Coast niggas, they like to smoke their weed, kick it, party. They rap about that type of shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes, that's what you want to hear. You want to hear about shit you going through on an everyday to day basis. Sometimes niggas don't want to hear that political fight your power shit all the time. You know, not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but you know, when I listen to music, I want to take my mind off of the regular everyday bullshit. So if I gotta listen to shit that's always making me think about like shit I'm going through, or not like shit I'm going through, but like stressing about certain shit I don't have or this or that. Like I want to like this is something that make me feel good. So that's but the South and shit.
Salute to you, Yaya Queen. I forgot, man. Yaya, my bad, Queen, man. Salute to you. I ain't even salute to you, man. But yeah, you. I know she a hip hop head, man. So sorry about that, man. I mean, I meant to salute to you and salute to you, South